Alrighty, good morning guys, welcome along to today's show. It is Monday, what is it, Monday the 12th of January 2026, and as we continue to bring you live coverage from around the country, we're doing exactly that. I'm somewhere between Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and you know, when there's a show to be done, you just got to get it done. And the good thing about our setup is that we can do this from anywhere. So without further ado, let's get into it. Today we're going to talk about the weekend, what kind of happened. There's very big things going on, and if you were at one of these events, please let us know your experience, what went on, how it was felt for you. We can share with everyone else. And then we're going to talk with Ayman. He's going to jump on and we're going to just have a chat with him. He's in the industry here, he's into fitness, he's looking to build his business. So we're going to do a bit of a Q&A and just talk on how to develop, or where he's finding the issues, or maybe the pretense, and what things he can do to develop himself here in the region. And again, these are just thoughts, opinions, sharing ideas. And if you've got ideas, thoughts and opinions, share them on the comment section as well. Always want to hear your questions. There you go, share your questions. I say it like that. And we can bring those questions up on the screen as well. So if you do have them, let me know. You can see one here now. Brilliant. Okay, so straight into it. A few things that happened over the weekend. Obviously for us, we live streamed 2 events, which is very, very cool. And the difference between what we did on the weekend and what we did the past is that this time we were actually able to connect with the organizer, arrange some next steps as far as coverage. So being able to ride the finish line or the start line, being able to talk to a few people, follow around. It was a great way for us to develop this streaming platform. Because, so for those that don't know, it's really simple that we do big broadcasts and we've got all the equipment, or we've got access to all the different trucks and stuff like that. But the issue being is that a lot of people don't have that or cannot afford that. So it's all the big events with all the big budgets, they're doing great things, and they can afford, 20, 40, 50 plus crew. The smaller events cannot afford that, simple. So what we're doing is developing a space where a 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 person crew can come to an event, which means we get to keep the costs right down. And that's the whole point of it. So anyway, going into it, we went to Hood to Coast on the weekend. Hood to Coast and the Aloha Queen Half Marathon. Now the Hood to Coast was on Saturday, which was very, very cool. Now, the experience for everyone was, how do you put it, emotional, because it's an expedition race and you race using the map. You try and follow the map where you're going. It's a team of 5 going 100 kilometers. So it's not like it's a short 10, 5K or 21 or 42. We can map out the entire route. You can have volunteers all along there. We're talking about 100 kilometers. So expedition racing is you have to follow a map. There is limited amount of direction because it's such a vast space. So for example, it was held at Al Mamoom. It's a 40,000 hectare space, unfenced, territory for miles, okay? And the teams, they had to navigate their way around. And that was one of the biggest learnings for the race. Expedition racing, navigation, how to read a map, how to follow a map. And leg 1 of 13 became very interesting for a lot of people. It was a quick wake up. But it was a great learning too. It was an experience, because on the first lap, there was a group of people that went the wrong way. Instead of doing the 6.5 kilometers, they ended up doing 13 to 17 kilometers. Because all of a sudden I was like, oh, this is what we need to be doing. So yeah, that was a great learning off the start. But once that first leg finished, they checked in, they found out, they're like, oh, I don't get it, where's the directions? I was like, guys, you need to have your phone, you need to follow the map on your phone. And they're like, Okay. And then once they did that, they were able to learn a new skill set on how to navigate through there. So that was one of the first learnings that a lot of people took. So I'm just going to do something quickly here to help Ayman come into the show. Just a quick pause. Okay, so that was one of the cool experiences that I think a lot of people picked up. And then because it was over sand or over hard dirt, over sand dunes, that was the next experience. So it went from feeling the hamstrings to feeling the quads to feeling the calves. It was a test of lower body muscle. The glutes got fired up because you had to push into deep sand. And then the morning started off with like, I think it was about 8 degrees. 8 degrees out in the desert. Now, if you've ever been out in the desert, you'll realize and understand that the temperature changes a lot. It goes from cold at night to hot during the day. And that's exactly what happened with this event. So it started at 6:05, 6:15 and 6:30 or 6:25 for a lot of the running groups. So there was cold, everyone was there and they're like, whoa. Even up to the first leg, people were still like chilly, chilly, chilly. Even now actually, to be fair, the sun's up, there's still a nip in the air. And that's how a lot of the runners felt. And what was the next step from there was that the dealing with the cold, they had to try and warm up to start their runs. But after the second, third, and fourth legs, it started to get hot. By leg 6, the desert heat was pumping. People were on fire, literally they're like burning up. And on the first leg, you didn't take water because it was cold and people were like, oh, I don't need the hydration. Another quick learning for a lot of people was you'll need water when you're running out in the desert. You need to hydrate well when out in the desert. So that was a big, big learning for a lot of people. So not extreme cold, but from the heat from the cold to the heat was an experience in itself. And then to travel such vast distance with your team, you need to have a 4x4 with you. You need to stay fueled, stay hydrated as you're traveling around. And so that was another big learning for a lot of the teams. They're like, how much extra food they needed, how much extra hydration they needed, the change of gear or clothing. Some came out with just standard runners. So the sand was like getting all through the shoes, of course, blisters, tearing, heavy feet, uncomfortable feet, a learning experience. So it started off with just kind of this whole, I don't get it, what's going on, this is not cool, to wow. Like everyone left the experience having spent time with their friends, their peers, their family, and then they moved in to be able to be in a space. There you go, the truck behind us. They were able to move into a space of, wow, what an experience. They were able to, as a group of people, do 20, 30, 40 kilometers together. I think someone actually did over 50. And they came together to run this 100 kilometer distance. So yeah, that was pretty crazy, pretty cool. And that was the Hood to Coast. It's going to happen again next year, so you expect it in January 2027. People have already messaged me and said, okay, how can I sign up? Not too sure, but look out for that one. For when it does come up, it'll be something to look forward to, for sure. Okay, the other one that happened on the weekend, actually, by the way, this is live streamed on FFP Travels or FFP Sports. So if you go to those channels, you can see the Hood to Coast. The second one was the Aloha Queen Half Marathon. Now, that's only in its second edition, and I'm not sure on the number of runners, but they had a 21K Elite, they had a 21K Open, a 10K Elite, a 10K Open, a 5K, and a 1 mile run. And so it was just for people to get involved with a new running style or a new running route here in the UAE. So Aloha Queen, flat, it's coastal, it's by the beach, and of course with most marathons, the sunrise, the morning views is a spectacular place to be when you're thinking about fitness and activity. And that was one of the things about the Aloha Queen Marathon. It really was, one, it had elite athletes. And for us, we were able to put a camera on the back of the bike. Now it was a learning because, again, the way we got our setup, it's not professional cameras, it's not a big production crew. We haven't got the motorbikes with a driver and then a cameraman on the back with a long lens camera. We have simply have a short lens camera on the back of a motorbike, and the motorbike, in most cases, will end up being about 50 meters away. And so it was a learning for us, but we were able to bring some of the coverage of following the leaders around the race, which is very, very cool. So we got to see, through that 5, 10, 15 kilometer mark, there were groups of 7, it dropped down to 5, they were running side by side, they were running in a single file, they changed the leaders, one would take out and push the pace, others would sit behind, and then they took it all the way through to the finish where they had a sprint finish, which blows my mind always, 21 kilometers, and then you're at a place of just sprinting the last 200 or 300. These guys are made to go long distance, not short distance sprints, but they had to sprint it here at the end, and there's only a seconds that remained between the top 3, and then there's a few extra seconds between 4th, and then a little bit of time between 5th. So again, check it out online. It's on the FFP Travels event coverage. That's the Aloha Queen Half Marathon. You got to see a bit of entertainment in the village. They had the Philippines band and dancers. They also had a couple other groups there. They had the vendors handing out, the gels and the endurance supplements and things like that. They had a boxing machine there. They had the ice baths, of course, a little bit of a coffee thing going on, and a few other things that I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it makes for the atmosphere and the experience. So if you're at an event over the weekend, let us know which one you're at. And so next time we can hopefully be at that event with you and we can share the experience from people as well. But go check it out on FFP Travels, check out the coverage, and yeah, enjoy. Great. Ayman, he's finally been able to jump on with us, which is great. So we got that link sorted. Let me just sort out a line to bring him on. Oh. A side by side. Hey, my man, can you hear me?
Hey, Grant, good morning.
Yeah, there he is. Excellent. Let's bring you on, mate.
That sound good?
I'm going to get your sound up. So, you can hear me still?
Yeah. Sounds great.
Perfect. Brilliant, mate. Thanks for joining in and jumping on. Glad we got those emails
Good morning.
sorted
Thanks
out.
for having me on.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Yeah, it took a long time to get delivered, but
Technology,
that's
right?
how it is. You always think everything's sorted, but you never
We
know.
get there. We get there. Mate, we'll jump straight
Where
into
are
it.
you right now?
I'm between Dubai and Abu Dhabi. Literally.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. I've spent the last probably 3 months jumping around on the weekends between 4 out of the 7 Emirates. So I was like, we were also before. I was on a lane, Dubai, Aloha Queen, going to Abu Dhabi. So, yeah, the petrol tank
Fantastic.
gets a a good hit. Mate, we'll jump straight in with you. Give the guys an understanding, just a bit of a context, a bit of background of what you're doing right now or what you're looking to do in the fitness industry.
So I'm a personal trainer. I have a level 3 personal training diploma and a bachelor's degree in physiotherapy. I started out absolutely not wanting to merge either one. And now I find myself in a position where it's a big advantage to have them merged.
What do you mean the advantage?
I ended up getting a client that required a good background in physical therapy, and it just went on from there.
So what
I
are
do
the...
hold myself back.
Oh, sorry, Karen.
I just want to say that I do hold myself back because I haven't been listening to you and I haven't publicized much. So I'm hoping that this appearance is the beginning of that change.
It's one of those things. So let's jump straight into that. Because what's the goal and where are you currently at? Also, what's the goal for you when you've been in this space? To be a trainer, to be a coach? Like, what's the end goal? And then what's the specific that you feel is holding you back?
It's the same goal that I had with physical therapy. I used to want to be a professional athlete. And honestly, I'd still jump at it, but I don't think that I got the legs for it anymore. But I was never really properly trained. I had to compete with people who were, and it was not easy. And the route I took had a lot of self-sacrifice, so I got injured too often. So I would love it if at some point I could encounter a younger me and be able to guide them through it.
What about for you personally then? Like, because there's a career right for you. Mentorship is great.
Right.
Like, obviously, that's something we always want to do. And is that something you want to do as a career, like the mentorship?
As a career, I'm not sure where I'm heading. Like, I'm not putting any limitations to it. It's like I'll say yes to a lot of things, and I'll see where it takes me.
Okay. So, okay, what's the one thing holding you back then? What do we need to work on, mate?
I just really need to understand where I draw the boundary because I don't want to post, but I feel like I have to because I want to keep my life as private as possible, but I feel restricted, and I know that it's me.
Okay. So, give me a super clear. So, you training one person, two people at the moment?
So far, yes.
Yep, cool. Okay, so the idea, this is full time for you?
I wouldn't say it takes enough of my time to be full time. I do other things on the side.
Okay. So you got part-time work to supplement monthly income?
Yes.
Yep, cool. Okay, great. So where do you want to push forward ultimately?
Ultimately, I would like to have this be my full-time thing.
Cool. Okay, so first thing I'm going to ask you is how many hours do you put into the working on the full-time thing?
If it's strictly the drives and the sessions, then we're talking about 8 hours a week.
Cool. That's the execution of what you do. Do you work
Yes.
on other things as well? Because technically it's a business,
Yeah,
right?
Sure, but they're also unrelated. Like, I've been doing video editing for a long time, so that's my go-to when I need to make sure that I'm working.
Okay. So then question, what would your question be on where you feel you need the best or most help to improve this part, to get better? Like right now you're saying it's content. Is that where you feel that it's only in content, or why do you feel it's content?
There's no why really. I know that I don't want to put myself out there too much, or at least put too much of my life out there. Um, Maybe amount of content and stuff like that, but I feel like that's something that once you start, then kind of steamrolls. At least with people I've worked with, that's what I've seen.
Okay. Do you know the different ways to obviously attract clients?
I'm not sure, to be honest. No,
Okay.
I won't say that's an area I've succeeded in.
Yep. Okay. So like the simplest thing, and I'm going to bring this back to what FFP is doing right now. Like we don't have capital, we don't have investors that going, okay, put a team together, bring them in, we'll pay them up front, we'll build over the next 18 months, and we'll see how we'll do. Right, that's a success. So we do basically, it's all bootstrapped. So it's all just from the money I have, which is little. So, you know, when it comes to anything, a service or a product service, you've literally got to give it attention. You've got to go find attention for it, right? And you'll hear all these people that are in business, and I've listened to so many different people, and it took me a while for it to sink in. But the simplicity of it all is you've got to be seen. Like, you literally just need to be seen. Whether it be through content, whether it be through contact, so you just happen to bump into someone, and then you go somewhere, then you need to be seen. Or the product needs to be seen, right? And it's actually that simple, because if people don't know you exist, they can't buy what they don't know what's there, right? So for like example for me, over the last 3 months, I've attended, I can't even tell you how many events every weekend, 2, 3, maybe 4 events in a day. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where possible, just showing up with a camera, talking to somebody, interviewing somebody, saying hello to somebody at an event. For me, because all we're trying to do is create a space of sports, fitness, keep people informed. So I'd interview people, I'd take B-roll, I'd learn all the skill sets, right? And I've been building a portfolio. So now when you look on FB Travels, on the social media or on the YouTube, you can see it. Me right now with you, exactly the same. It's exactly the same thing. Talking to one person, right? You're one person that knows more about what we're doing. Someone else will see this. They'll see it, and it's compounding. So it's just stacking on. So the biggest thing that I always have with trainers, and this has been over the years, is that a lot of trainers just aren't seen. And there's 2 simple things. One is you've got to go to events, or you've got to start showing up, whether it be as a sport, like a sport. So go play sport, football, soccer, rugby, netball, hockey, squash, tennis, paddle. Just go play, because you end up having conversations. And in those conversations, people find about what do you do, okay? And then from there, the next step is understanding what you do, how good is it, and does it suit them, or does it suit someone they know? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's actually quite that simple. So my question to you is like, how many different events do you go to, or how many different things are you doing where you get to have a conversation about what you do?
I haven't been to many events, but I have been to, like, I have small group communities, stuff like that. So I do, like, I would play football, soccer every week,
Yep.
and there was a large group of people, and I would talk to them. And through that, I ended up getting connected to another channel that's for people who have businesses. So I advertise myself on there too.
Perfect.
But
Nice.
it's still pretty private, but I would say at least within those circles, I made sure that I'm known.
Okay. So the good thing here is that you've given yourself proof of that works. Would you say?
I do have a testimony too, yeah.
Yep. But you showing up, you having a conversation led to an introduction, which led to work. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So what more, or how could you do that more in order to get more clients?
Have to expand the reach.
Yeah. And this is the funny thing, because it's actually that simple.
I have the answer. I'm just not doing it.
Yeah. Mate, it's quite a common thing. It's just like the content. Like content for me, if I'm open about it, what I've experienced and found is content is just for people. One, you've either got to have a skill set at it. So like, if you've got entertaining content or you're an extremely inspiring person, like in fitness, if you are the person with the abs, the buff body, the lean, sleek look, if you're a female, breasts, skinny, like, to be open and honest, that people fall for it. All right, it doesn't matter how good they are at it. Aesthetically, on content, that's what it is. Like, and if people are always complaining about it, my view on this is that, well, you have a choice to create a habit, to be as fit, as lean as you want. You have a choice to post that on your content. You have a choice to learn and upskill the knowledge that you have and then post it on your content. And then like what you said, it's that I just haven't done it. So then you've got to have a look and go like, why not? Because at the end of the day, if this is what I really want to do, then I know I've just got to do a simple thing. So where is it that why do you feel you don't do it?
Mainly privacy. Some part of it is going to be, I don't feel as camera ready or whatever, but that's just something you get with experience.
So what about right now?
Mainly it's privacy.
Because right now you're on a video call
What do you mean?
on a camera on social media.
Well, I've kind of leaned up to that, so I'm trying to just shove myself in there and see what happens.
Okay. So this is really a common problem with a lot of people. It's like, if I jump in front of the camera, I've got to say something particular. I've got to like, where's my script and everything. Now, for a lot of people, to prepare, writing down what they'd like to talk about or say is a good thing. And it starts with a 5 or 10 second video. Like, hi, my name's Grant. I love to help people run faster. Record, tick, done. It's like anything. It's a skill to develop that takes reps. Now, the biggest thing that I found, this is a learning for me, is that you change the perception. Like, people don't do it because they've already talked themselves out of it. Does that make sense? They're always like going, oh, someone's going to say this, someone's going to say that. What I say might get judged, and it's usually by people that you hold value to, which is the funniest thing, because I'm like, and I've had it as well. For example, I'll give you a quick example. If I say something on social media, I put it out there, and one of the people that's my friends doesn't like it or doesn't agree with it, then obviously they're not really a friend. A friend picks you up, doesn't pull you down. And so that's my choice to have them as a friend or to see them as a friend. So what I'm saying is that when you jump on recording, pull out your phone, say whatever, as just sharing a thought or sharing an opinion. Those are the things you start by sharing on social media. And then you develop the skill on how to clearly deliver your message. So for example, right now, mate, who's your favorite football team?
Manchester United.
Okay. So
soccer, football. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, because you said football, then soccer earlier, so I'm not sure which one you mean.
For me, they're the same thing, to be honest.
Okay. Fair.
Okay. So, what's your thoughts on football? Why should people love the game?
Well, they don't have to. They just have to accept that whatever they love instead is inferior.
Okay, fair enough. What do you love about the game?
The entertainment aspect. I think it's ridiculous what people can do with their feet. Like, we're not supposed to have this much control of something with our foot. You know, we never use it during the day. We're not. I think it's just impressive.
Yeah.
I love the technical aspect, and I can get nerdy about it, but I still choose the entertainment over whatever technical things that are involved.
Yeah. What's something that you really like for a technical aspect? You like the formations, like the way they play, as far as like attacking, defensively. What is it about Man United?
Well, Manchester United is a very biased lens for me. So to me, it's about pace, power, and unpredictability. With a lot of young players and just people finding ways to prove themselves. But if I'm
Awesome.
gonna go technical, yes, there are formations I like, and I like how you place people in positions that make them look better than they necessarily are. Just because it's a team sport, and I think that's the thing in all team sports where you try to highlight as many strengths of the team as possible while covering as many of the weaknesses.
Yeah, nice.
Because in individual sports, you have a strength and a weakness, and that gets exposed faster. But as a team, you can always find ways to cover it.
Yeah, massively. What is it that got you into coaching fitness?
I remember my first days in a gym, and I don't think the guidance has been up to standard, to be honest. And
Yep.
I've seen myself in sports too, and I was shoved in there, and I held my own, not gonna lie. But like, I acknowledge that my basics aren't as good as better trained people. Even to this day, even after getting experience and after winning tournaments and whatever, being in teams, my basics are still not as good as other people starting.
Yep. What is it that you share some thoughts on fitness? Like, how can people improve their fitness? Something that you specifically enjoy.
Well, it's about finding what you like. For
but
example, I went to a gym. Yeah. I remember going to a gym and I got excited. You know, you lift weights, you start building some muscle, you start seeing something change on the scales, and at some point it gets too repetitive and you're like, am I doing this because I enjoy it, or am I doing this because it improves me?
Yeah.
And I was more than happy with knowing that it just improves me, but I know that that's not going to be the case for everyone, which is fine, but you find a way to like things too. You don't necessarily like everything you do, you just find a way to like this. uh, for example, a few years ago, I tore my wrist. I was boxing, and Uh, I found myself not enjoying lifting weights anymore,
Mm,
and that's the only thing that I could do.
okay, yeah.
So I went back to jogging because I found it to be a safer space for me. I don't necessarily like jogging too, but I love how my stamina improved while jogging.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big mental aspect to it. I still don't think anything puts you in the mental capacity that a jog can do.
Yeah.
There are races I finished simply because my car is on the other side, so I better get to the finish line or I'm just not gonna get to my car.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. The thing is, so trying to go back, I'll go back around full circle. So when it talks about growing in a space, if you want to be a better videographer, you just do more video. And if you feel like you've done enough, but you're not where you want to be, then the simple answer is you haven't done enough. You haven't had enough
Yep.
conversations, you haven't enough to put time into the skill set, you aren't good enough at it yet, and so you need to learn and develop more. Because when you get really good at something, people just turn around and go like, can you do it for me? People ask. Or they'll see it and they'll tell someone else, oh, Grant's really good at this, go see him, talk to him. I know Grant can do that, blah, 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 whatever. And same with yourself, right? And that's literally the difference. And the funny thing is, it's just conversations. Whether on content or whether you're networking or you're at events or you're at sports, it's just literally conversations. Where people get content wrong is they try to have a teaching moment. They just want to say, oh, I'm proving myself by telling you I know X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to tell you how to do it, right? Instead of just having a conversation or sharing a thought. Because the conversation you're having in person should be the same conversation you're having in content. Well, when you turn the camera on, just like right now. That's why podcasts are far more beneficial for people than highlight reels. Highlight reels are the trick. You know, they see a short, non-contextual piece of information, and it's more about entertainment. Oh, I love the way they cut it, put it up. I love the way they said it. I love the way they looked. I love where they are at. I mean, if people can jump online and just sit there and go, and they get thousands of likes, why are people trying to pretend to be something else? You know what I mean? So like with you and content, it doesn't have to be like if you're dedicated to, for example, if it was one a day or one every couple of days or whatever it was, it's just about getting that next piece out, next piece out, next piece out. Dubai has 9 million people, or UAE has 9 million people. How, if you don't say anything, you don't do anything, or if there's 100 people that like your video, or there's only one person that likes your video, that's still one more. You know what I mean? So it's conversations is the key to getting seen, and then repetitions of skill is the key to being better.
Of course.
Yeah. So for you, like you and me now, right now, you should just record yourself talking about the skill you want to develop further. So for me, right now, you're not sure whether you want to be the mentor or you want to be the teacher right here with your career. So if do you want more clients to help teach them fitness? Or do you want to mentor athletes to be better at their sports?
So far, I think it's more clients.
More clients? Okay,
I think
cool. So I would say for you, it's actually quite simple. You just need to have more conversations with people. And that includes just two things. One, if it's camera, just record yourself sharing an opinion, sharing a thought, and asking other people for their thoughts. Hey guys, I don't have the motivation to go to the gym, not sure what it is. Have you had the same issue? How would you deal with it? So when it comes to content, ask a question. Ask someone how they would deal with it. Ask for their opinions, ask for their thoughts, and that starts a conversation. When it comes to the other side, face-to-face, going to other clubs and having a conversation, asking them about if it's soccer, football. Sorry, do you call it football? I'm sure you call it football, not soccer. Yeah, exactly. So you go to another football club or you go to another football space with other people are playing and you just have conversations. Or the people that were within your space, if you start there with conversations. So ask them about the injury, or if they've blown their ankles, their knees, their hips, they have strains. Like, what did they do to fix it last time? Initiate the conversations there, because then you can have conversations between you and them, and then you get learnings about, okay, that's what they went through. Could you apply it to someone? Does that make sense? What you're trying to get used to right now is the art of conversation. Because the art of conversation will then lead to you meeting people that potentially need your service. I'll give you an example. Every event I go to, I meet 2 or 3 people getting their number. Because they're like, oh, look, can we talk a little bit later? Like, they want to find out more. Or they want to get some kind of interviews, or they want to get some kind of live streaming. So it always leads to somewhere. It's just you've got to have the conversation. And then you've got to think, if I get 1 out of 100, great. That's kind of where it starts. Start with 1 and 100. And then from there, you'll get better at the conversations. You'll get better at explaining what you do. You get better at delivering your purpose, or having the right conversation, asking the right questions. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I would say right now would be for you, write down 3 questions that you can ask someone that relates to what you do, and ask them their thoughts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And then put a timeline on it. So by the end of this month, for example, you probably want to visit 10 different spaces. Right. So I'll give you an example on that one. There's a lady who wants to get better on camera. So she wants to be an interviewer. I said, great.
Yeah.
Can you go to an event and interview someone? And for the 2 days or 3 days afterwards, she got really nervous. She was like, oh, I don't know, because I don't know what to ask. I've never been. I said, well, don't worry about that. Just show up at the event. Take the first step, which is kind of show up. So she just showed up, walked around, and left. Now, so she says she wants to be an interviewer. So, but she's got to go through the process of getting the confidence in order to do it, right? So one thing is show up.
Right.
Next thing is ask one question. And then it comes down to, might be, where's the toilet? The issue has been we think we're going to get judged. And I've gone through that too. Sometimes I still think about it. I still think like me now, like as an imposter, like who am I to go to an event and ask questions about their race, their running, their styles, like the hood to coast and stuff like that. But I don't know. I know what I want to be able to do, so I'll ask the question. And if
You've
people
been
say,
quite active from what I've seen.
oh,
Yeah, every time I open FFP to like see what's going on, I find out about so many new events. I'm like, I'm not aware of this. I'm aware of this half marathon and that thing, but like, there's so much more than I thought.
no, totally. And that's what we're
And
starting.
you're everywhere too.
Yeah. But that's the thing. So you can relate the same thing what I'm doing with FFP to what you're doing, whether if you want to be videography, if you want to be in mentorship, if you want to be coaching clients, then you've just got to show up, right? And you got to show up when it sucks. When it's like up on the weekend, it was like I hadn't slept well. I need a couple of hours sleep. You know, show up to, first it was hood to hood. Sorry, hood to coast. And then it was Aloha Queen Marathon. No, because ultimately I'm not thinking about today. I'm thinking about 1 year's time, 2 years' time. What do I want to be doing? I want to have a station set up here in the UAE that just talks about sports, fitness, wellness. And I know that the little thing of just showing up, talking to people, asking them how their race went, or just bringing a camera, is that step. Ask the question. I've been through so much rejection in the last 3 months that to get to see what you've seen on FFP. The majority of the time I get told no. No, you can't film here. No, you can't ask the question. Can you please turn that off? Yeah, it is literally, those are the repeats over and over again. But you got to put yourself in the position. Yeah.
Sure, I'll keep that in mind.
So think about now, it's in the end of January, not to keep it in your mind, just to go and have a conversation with anybody. And the best thing is, ask people around that are close to you, you know, what's your greatest strength? What's your greatest weakness? It doesn't mean that you need to listen and do what they say. But if you get one person's opinion, the only thing you can judge it is on that one opinion. If you get 1,000 people's opinion, you've got a much better understanding of what's going on. Like, if you ask one person, oh, what do you think about me? I hate you. Oh, okay. So I must be a bad person. You know, if you ask 1,000 people, many different things comes at you, right? And you're not stuck on, oh, I must be a bad person. But you've got to ask those 1,000 people. And right now, you're in the position that you've got to say to yourself, if I don't ask one person, I'll never get to the 1,000 people. Just have one. No, it'll be awkward, uncomfortable, might go bad. But then, okay, you learn from it. Next, ask someone else. That's the real key for you, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do content as well?
A part of me does, but I'm holding myself back from it. I should. I know that I should.
Why do you think you should?
I think that it's way too easy, or not too easy, but it's way too available to say no. Like, this is the best way to reach the globe, feel like. Like, you can do the physical, I mean, you should do the physical work anyway of going around and meeting people and whatever, but the reality is everybody's on their phones 24/7, and if you don't get on there, then that's how you learn how to grab many people's attention.
Yeah, you can. I still look at it like...
It only makes sense.
Yeah, the potential's there. It's free, right? Take a video, put it out there,
Yeah.
It's free. But the reality is, even if you have 1,000 people liking your stuff, in my opinion, nobody's seen it. What? 1,000 people have liked it out of 9 million people who live in Dubai. It's not even a fraction of Dubai.
Yeah, it's nothing.
You know what I mean? And we all get caught up. I'd say another thing as far as content, just do a video. Doesn't have to be of you speaking, just sharing something that you did or like. Example being, I Watched the game of football. Take a photo. Enjoyed the game. Post. Went for a walk. Say, go for a walk. You saw a sports facility you like. Take a photo of the sports facility. This looks cool. Post. Like literally post anything that you like. Like that's the fastest way to do content because people want to see people and know people. And all you're doing is sharing your likes into the world, and the people that share those likes create a conversation with you. Football shoes come out. Take a photo. Tried them on. Got a new top today. Man, my favorite top. Like, literally any content is content. Yeah. Give it a go, bro.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, look at the shit I've got is just me doing what I'm doing. In fact, if anything, I should probably more content. I should put more content of just things I enjoy. I just don't do it as much as I probably should. Mine's a little more purposeful of like, this is what I'm doing pretty much, is I'm going from event to event and I'm just posting that. So, slowly but surely. Give it a go and keep me updated with it. Keep me on track with it.
Sure thing.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right.
Really appreciate you jumping on today. It's awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no worries, man. It's great learning to set out the new system. Great to ask questions. So brilliant. I have to work on that email as well.
Right. It actually got delivered on 8:15, even though I'm pretty sure you sent it at 8. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I could show you the timestamp. It made no sense because I stopped refreshing the first email.
Oh, yeah.
Life.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. See, learning, testing. There you go. Just done like that. All right, man. You enjoy the rest of your day.
All right.
We'll talk to you later on.
Sure thing.
Thanks, man.
All right. Take care.